Okay, you're brushing way too hard. You're brushing way too hard. Sorry. Okay, it took me a while to do the tie. So calm down, yeah?
We're live.
We're live? Oh, okay. How you guys doing? MMA Amateur Report. It's your boy, Angel the Kid. We're back with another video. And we're going to go over, as my partner said, Frank, honestly, the best card of the year. We're talking UFC 280. I mean, this card is stacked to the rims, guys. It's stacked to some 24s on that Cadillac. But anyways, mind the voice. I am coming over a code, so just bear with me. Okay? Anyways, let's get into the video.
What's up, amateurs? We're back with another video, and as you've seen from the title, we're bringing you UFC 280 predictions. Straight off looking at the card, this will be card of the year. If everyone delivers how they have in the past, bro, this card is going to be crazy. We got guys like Sean Brady and Belal Muhammad on an undercard. I honestly couldn't tell you why that fight's even on the undercard. These guys are both top 10 in welterweight, but whatever. We have former title holders such as T.J Dillashaw going head-to-head with Aljamain, obviously Charles Olivera in Islam. But as said before, we'll get into this. Before we get into the actual card itself, can I give some shout-outs, bro? We got we got Muhammad Makayev, 22-0, 21-year-old, taking on a Malcolm Gordon. I want to say, I'm not sure. Two tough-ass fighters, bro. It's going to be a scrap. Also, Volkan Oezdemir, a straight monster in the light heavyweight division. And, as said before, Sean Brady and Belal Muhammad. So, to start the card, we have Mateusz Gamrot versus Beneil Dariush. Getting into this fight, bro, you got two top 10 lightweights on the world. In one corner, you got Beneil Dariush, almost on a 9-fight win streak, dominating opponent after opponent. Great striker, grappler, and just a very well-rounded UFC veteran. On the other hand, you have Gamrot, Mateusz Gamrot, beast, bro. He's on a 5-fight win streak. He just knocked off a super tough contender in his last fight. He's very impressive. His striking is there. He's been in plenty of wars. He's been in plenty of fights. I really think he's going to bring the pressure to Beneil. But if I had to say who's going to win, based on Beneil being in the UFC for so long, dominating high competition such as Tony Ferguson, I really think Beneil can pull it off, whether it's by submission or even on the feet. Although there's an age difference, bro, I still think Beneil has a chance to take him on. I mean, he was just lined up to fight Makhachev. They took that away. So, obviously, people see that Beneil has very high potential. Jumping into the next fight, we have T.J Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling. What a toss-up. Looking at this fight, it honestly can go both ways for me. Most people are probably going to lean in T.J Dillashaw's direction just because he's more of a striker and he has shown to be a top-level fighter. But based after Aljamain's last performance against Peter Yan, literally, I think one of the most underrated and should be on the pound-for-pound list. Peter Yan got absolutely ragdolled in that fight at some point. And for somebody to do that to him, it just shows you that that person's on another leveling with the grappling and the wrestling. You look back at TJ, you have another great wrestler in that corner. He's very good at wrestling, even though he doesn't use it too much. But I don't think wrestling with Aljamain is going to end well for him. If the fight goes to the floor, Aljamain takes the dub. If the fight stays standing, TJ all the way. Because this is MMA, my pick's going to have to be Aljo because I think if they get to the floor, TJ has absolutely zero chance. He won't be able to defend the rear naked. He won't be able to defend Kimura, anything, I don't think at all. Aljamain Sterling in the 4th or 5th round with a submission. The next fight after that, like, it only keeps getting better. We got Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley. Wow, like matchmaking right there is beautiful. We got two high-level strikers going at it. And honestly, when I first seen this fight book, 100% I had Peter Yan. But when you kind of look back at Sean O'Malley's fights and just look at his performances, bro, he really is talented. But it's just hard to put him up against a guy so freaking good, bro. Petr Yan is so good. I feel like people are sleeping on him, although he lost. I honestly think Petr Yan gets it done in that first or second round. I only say this because Sean just, I'm not sure if he has a chin, bro. I'm not sure if anybody's landed too clean on him. And if Petr Yan lands on him clean, ask Uriah Faber, ask Jose Aldo, it's going to be over. So I got Petr Yan first or second round KO. Wow. I'm not sure if I'm ready to give my official prediction on this main event, guys. Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. Wow. What a fight. As said before, this is card of the year, and this is why this is card of the year. Although we just went through all of those fights, which could all possibly be their own literal main events or even fight nights, this fight right here is what really takes the cake. We have a almost undefeated Dagestanian wrestler, Islam Makhachev, I think 22-1, 24-1, versus the well-established Charles Oliveira with the most submissions and finishes in the UFC. Here, we got one stand-up and banger, Charles Oliveira, also with a disgusting ground game going against a, as said before, Dagestanian tank. Jumping straight into it, if you look at category from category, obviously we're going to have to lean towards Charles Oliveira for that striking, and I'd even say the submissions, but do not sleep on Islam's striking. It may not be technically sound like Charles, but according to a lot of fighters, bro, he has some power in his punches, and he's always working on his striking. I don't think he'll be able to catch Oliveira, though, but like I said, bro, anything can happen in this sport, and he definitely has the strength to put Oliveira out. I think where Oliveira is going to run into problems is that pressure, bro. A lot of people who verse Oliveira kind of like to stay back, test his striking, try to clip him, try to drop him. Nobody's really rushed in there and tried to take him down. The only person I can remember doing this is Kevin Lee, bro. Dude fights in the Eagle FC, and he's an okay wrestler. Dagestanian wrestler? We're going to be in for a show. We're really going to see if Charles Oliveira is the lightweight GOAT, because if Charles Oliveira wins this fight, 100%, no doubt. He kills Khabib, he kills Conor, he kills anybody. But let's get to the prediction. My final prediction, Charles Oliveira, round 2 submission. The reason I say Charles Oliveira round 2 submission is I see in that first round, Islam actually trying to stand with Charles, trying to prove a point. He will not be able to get it done. I think they will have some pretty impressive exchanges. Of course, most likely finna hit the mat in that first round. And based off that first scramble, first scuffle, first exchange, we're going to know who's really that guy at the ground. But once we get into round 2 and Charles kind of has Islam planned out, I'm not sure what Islam's going to do. If he brings him down, I really feel like Charles can pull a submission out of there. He's a very, very dangerous dude off of his back. And that's the first place Islam's going to try to take him. And like I said, bro, if Charles wins this fight, bro, I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all. He is the GOAT.
What are you guys doing? How are you? MMA Amateur Report. All you amateurs out there. I know you just heard Frank's predictions, but these are my predictions for UFC 280. Okay, yeah, no, I can't. Sorry. What's up, MMA amateurs? How are you guys doing? My bad about that. It's your boy, The Kid, and I am getting over a cold. You know what I'm saying? My voice sounds like I ate a pile of rocks, but, you know, we're going to get through it, guys. So the first fight we're going to get into is Beneil Dariush versus Mateusz Gamrot. You know, my thoughts going into this fight is Gamrot is a very solid, you know, bring the pressure type of fighter. He is coming off a win against Arman Sadukian. I think that's how you say it. But, you know, that guy was a pretty good contender. So that fight in itself, him beating that one of those, you know, top contenders like that, like how he did, you know, I think that he's a great fighter. Can he beat a Beneil Dariush, a veteran that's been in the UFC that's honestly, arguably, probably deserved a title shot by now, but the UFC keeps looking past him. I'm not sure why. Do I think he's gonna beat him? I would have to say no. And the reason why I feel like it is because Bernal Dariush's submission game is like, it's next level. I would argue it's kind of hand in hand to Charles Oliveira. He's very good with the ground game, and honestly, he's all around good fighter, striking, wrestling. And you seen what he did with that last fighter that he fought. I'm not sure off the top of my head who he was, but he got a knockout, and that was probably like one of the craziest knockouts of that year. So, I got Bernal Dariush winning this one via submission, second round. Then we got Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley. All I have to say is one word about this fight: exposed. And the reason why I'm going to say exposed is because I think Sean O'Malley is going to get exposed. I think he already got exposed. I think he got exposed when he went against Cheeto Vera, and Cheeto got the W, which he says that he is still undefeated, but bro, you lost. I just think that Peter Yan is on a whole nother level. Wrestling, boxing, everything. I think Peter Yan is going to expose Sean O'Malley. Do I think Sean O'Malley's bad? No, I don't. I think that he's a great fighter. I just don't think that he can beat Peter Yan, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. Just get prepared for Sean O'Malley to get exposed. Yeah, I know, we got the same type of hair. But I'm going to have to go with Peter Yan all day. He's just beat better fighters. He's beat, he got Aldo. He got that knockout by Yard Favor. I mean, this guy, the list goes on of the fighters that he's beaten is these are all top fighters. Got Peter Yan winning that. I honestly want to say second round KO. Then we got Aljamain Sterling versus T.J. Dillashaw. I mean, bro, like, what? I mean, I felt like this fight should already happen. I felt like this should have been already, like, one in the history books that's happened in UFC's 179 or something like that. Like, I felt like this fight should already happen. Like, I don't understand how they have not fought earlier in their career, but, I mean, we get to see it now. And arguably, we get to see it at their peaks. So, I honestly, man, I'm excited for this one. I think that this one's going to be a brawler. I think that this one's going to be very, very close. I don't think nobody's going to dominate the other. I think that this is going to be a toss-up. I think that, man, it's hard for me to choose, We got TJ, great wrestler, great at striking. Submission game, probably not the best as Sterling. That's why I would say Aljamain would have the advantage in the submission game. So, I mean, besides that, these two fighters are basically very well-rounded, and I feel as if that this is probably going to be the most competitive fight on this card. No, not on this card, but one of the most competitive fights on this card. Honestly, would have to go with Aljamain Sterling. Via submission, I would say third round. And then we have arguably one of the best fights happening. Well, no, actually, not arguably. One of the best fights happening. Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Like, this is going to determine who is the GOAT of the lightweights. I mean, this is going to be what's going to determine if Charles Oliveira really is the GOAT. At least for me. I mean, you got to look at the list of this man. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited right now. I'm sorry, I'm getting into, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm about to get in there. You got to, like, understand the list of this man who he has beat. Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Tony Ferguson, whatever. I mean, the list goes on. There's even more than that. This is just off the top of my head. Has the record for the most submissions in the UFC. Don't quote me on that. And he's going against Khabib Prodigy, This man's family member, his cousin, a younger version of Khabib. Somebody that Khabib himself and DC have said, man, this guy's on the next level. I mean, low-key might even be better than Khabib. And we get to witness it. We get to witness it on October 22nd. All right, man. So, let's get into who I got, right? You're like, okay, we get it, bro. Let's get into these predictions. My prediction of who I think is gonna win. This one's gonna be like very hard to decide as well, But I'm going with Charles Oliveira. I'm going with Charles Oliveira all day. And all the people in Brazil stand up. Going to be the next GOAT in Brazil. With that being said, can Islam Makhachev win? Absolutely. I mean, I'm not trying to take credit from the man. He is honestly very, very good, very dangerous, very good wrestling. He's dominated almost every fight he's fought. The opponent that he's fought, he's basically dominated him. He's like, he's basically Khabib, honestly. But with the talent level and the people that Charles Oliveira has beaten, I mean, if I had to put my money in it, I'm going Charles Oliveira, and I'm gonna go Charles Oliveira, 3rd round submission. But that's it, you guys. Those are my predictions for UFC 280. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell too. And if you enjoy the video, man, share it with a friend, man. Share it with a friend. Keep rocking with me and Frank, and we're going to keep pushing content. Thank you, guys. Peace.
What's up? It's the kid. You just got done watching an LS production.